JenniferLEberhardt, Biased, Uncovering the Hidden Prejudice That Shapes What We See, Think, and Do. In Biased, Uncovering the Hidden Prejudice That Shapes What We See, Think, and Do, JenniferLEberhardt delves into the world of racial bias and its impact on daily life. As a Stanford psychology professor and MacArthur Fellow, Eberhardt brings her experience and research to shed light on how stereotypes develop and affect our perceptions and actions. This book examines the prevalence of racial bias against African Americans in the United States and explores ways that individuals can tackle this issue and appreciate diversity. The summary touches upon the author's insights in understanding and managing mechanisms of prejudice, the role of bias in police interactions, the consequences faced by innocent people, and the increasing segregation in American society.
Overcoming biases. Stanford psychology professor JenniferLEberhardt sheds light on how stereotypes shape our perceptions and actions, particularly towards African Americans. In her book, she explores the pervasiveness of bias and its historical roots in the U.S. However, Eberhardt also presents a hopeful message. By gaining knowledge about biases and engaging explicitly in conversations about race and discrimination, people can become more open-minded and promote a fairer world. Her work has earned her prestigious awards and high praise from critics who describe it as an exhaustive investigation of how biases infiltrate every sector of life. Eberhardt offers practical tips for reforming business practices, police departments, and day-to-day interactions. Whether you are a student, social scientist, or businessperson, Eberhardt's insights are valuable in understanding the mechanisms of prejudice that are rooted in our brains. The same race advantage. According to Eberhardt, the human brain has a built-in, same-race advantage that often leads to the misidentification of criminals if they are from a different race than their victims. Facial expressions of African Americans are often misinterpreted, leading to biased assumptions. Biases are passed down from parents to children, impacting how people are treated and perceived in society. These biases determine who is given opportunities and who is sidelined. Eberhardt argues that understanding and addressing biases is crucial to achieving a fair and just society. Bias in law enforcement. In her book, Eberhardt sheds light on the implicit biases held by law enforcement personnel that lead to the disproportionate stopping and arresting of black residents in the U.S. She details how police officers killed almost 1,000 people in the U.S. in 2016 and developed training methods to combat implicit biases. Through her research, Eberhardt discovered that police officers and non-officers were more likely to view black people as bigger and more threatening than they actually were. She also highlights the importance of collecting demographic data for every police interaction, as seen in California, where residents advocated for record-keeping due to the misconduct of vigilante cops in the late 1990s. Eberhardt delves into her team's analysis of 28,000 police stops in Oakland and reveals that black residents were disproportionately targeted. She emphasizes the need for law enforcement to act in accordance with 4 tenets of voice, fairness, respect, and trustworthiness to build and maintain legitimacy. Eberhardt highlights the detrimental impact of minor traffic stops that escalate and lead to charges and bail, which disproportionately affect the poor and result in the loss of employment, housing, and sometimes even custody of children. This leaves suspects desperate for freedom, leading to guilty pleas and long-term consequences of a criminal conviction. Eberhardt's research and on-the-ground experience provide a nuanced and insightful perspective on the bias in law enforcement. Racism in America. Eberhardt's book delves into the historical roots of government-sponsored segregation in America, which affected every aspect of black life, from education to public spaces like parks, hotels, and hospitals. Despite progress in desegregation, economic inequality persists between different races. Eberhardt argues that integrated schools could help us become more accepting of cultural differences, but the sad truth is that segregation has increased dramatically since the 1980s, with court rulings reducing busing and desegregation programs. The author also notes that bias extends beyond African Americans, with a disturbing spike in anti-Semitic acts in recent years. Starbucks anti-discrimination stand. Starbucks took a bold stand against discrimination by shutting down all its stores to train employees on the issue after a manager had 2 black customers arrested for using the bathroom without buying coffee. Despite skepticism that the initiative won't eliminate employee biases, the move was seen as a strong public stance against discrimination. Social psychologist Eberhardt lauded Starbucks' efforts, stating that such displays by corporations breed greater tolerance or at least reduced tolerance for intolerance. JenniferLEberhardt's impactful research. JenniferLEberhardt's credibility and impact in the field of bias research is recognized through her rare MacArthur Fellowship, awarded based on creativity and contribution to society. Her evocative writing style and extensive experience on the front lines of research make her report on bias in the United States a must-read. Despite expressing her sadness and frustration, Eberhardt believes in progress against bias and encourages readers to take the first step by delving into her extraordinary work.
JenniferLEberhardt provides a comprehensive and thought-provoking analysis of racial bias in America, from its deeply rooted history to its ongoing effects on both individuals and institutions. Throughout the book, Eberhardt emphasizes the importance of knowledge and understanding as a way to confront and address racial bias. Notable topics include the examination of implicit bias in law enforcement and the impact of historical segregation on modern-day society. Eberhardt encourages steps towards progress, both personal and collective, empowering readers with her insight and highlighting potential avenues to create a more just and equitable world for everyone.